Marina, guess what? I just gave birth to this 3-pound piece of.
Well, Adrienne, that is no laughing matter because constipation is a serious problem as we age. You're going to find that more of us went from being regular like clockwork. I remember in my youth, it was have your first cup of coffee, and by the time you poured your second one, you'd already done your business for the day. Thank you very much. But these days, going to potty is a little harder.
So that could be because when we're young, we're moving. So exercise is one of the things that does keep you regular, and we're moving less. We don't pay attention to what we eat, and we don't consume as much water as we used to.
Well, that's true. There's also medication that cause constipation. A lot of older people will be on meds. Also, medical conditions like if you've had a stroke, Parkinson's disease, even if you have some spinal injuries or spinal issues, that can also cause constipation. And the reality is that as we age, all of our muscles are getting weaker, including the ones in our batushka.
True, true. So they don't move. They're not as elastic and as movable as they used to be. So they're getting a bit stiff, like old piping, right?
Lazy, I like to think. They're falling asleep on the job.
Yeah, this is right. Well, I'm glad you point out that especially people who are in the long-term care, they're having problems, and that is because they don't move around as much, and it is a problem straining. You don't want to strain because straining gives you those nasty thing called hemorrhoids, and that's just adding to another issue, right? Which we're not going to talk about at this point.
Oh, we
Hemorrhoids,
could.
no. So we want to avoid that. And one of the ways I was just reading about it is you take a little stool, and when you go to the bathroom, you put it under your feet and you put your feet on it. And that kind of makes it easier to pass the stool.
You know, when
Get
you
it? Pass
said,
the stool on the stool.
I was just going to say that when you said to take a little stool, and I had this image of a little poop on the floor there by your feet. And I'm like, okay, that's a radical solution. But what is constipation? According to the textbook definition of constipation, it can be different things for different people. Like some people have a movement every day. Some people have a movement 3 times a day. For some people, having a movement every other day is normal. So it really comes down to being regular means for you what is regular behavior for your body to eliminate. Now, they do consider that if you're having a poop only twice a week, you are considered constipated. And some of the signs to look for is it difficult for you to pass the stool? Is it lumpy? Is it hard? Is it deformed? Those are some of the problems you have. And it's definitely something you want to address. Because you're right. If you're going to strain, you're going to cause hemorrhoids, and you can cause other problems as well. So that could be the least of your worries, right?
Yep. We're not taking as much care of ourselves, especially our bowels. We should be doing a lot of things that helps with the constipation as we get older. I was reading something like 80% of people in the long-term care are constipated, and that's quite a big number.
Yeah, a lot more. You're going to see a lot more constipation than diarrhea. Diarrhea can be a real killer, where constipation just makes you want to kill yourself.
That's right. It's the two opposite ends. Either way, none of those two are good. So we got to stay in the middle.
Right. So, Adrian, have you got some tips for us on how we can avoid constipation now that we know what it is?
Well, the two major issues are we're not drinking enough water. So let's increase our water intake. The other one is fiber. Those are the two obvious. Fiber, even like having bran muffins, veggies and fruit, especially like things like kiwi. What fruit does, it just pulls the water into your colon, which makes it easier to pass. So make sure that you have your good fiber intake and more water. And of course, there are supplements, and I know a lot of people that take them, like Metamucil, the usual I can think of. But look for supplements that are natural, that are made from psyllium husk. Those are the good ones. Hey, coffee. Do you remember coffee, Marina? You mentioned that. You have like 1 cup, 2 cups, you're in the bathroom. Coffee is great for that.
It's great for other things too, but I think you're right, increasing our liquids. And I think also want to jump in on what you said about the psyllium husks. I actually take straight up organic psyllium husks and I put that in my smoothie every day because it's really difficult to get all the fiber that they're recommending we need. Then again, if you're taking a fiber supplement like psyllium husks or Metamucil, which has psyllium husks in it, you need to really up your water intake. Because if you're taking a fiber supplement and you're not drinking extra fluids, you're going to get yourself into mighty big trouble.
Big trouble, yeah. And for the non-coffee drinkers, I have to point out there are teas like senna tea. Senna tea is great. That'll make you go. You have a cup of that, you're done. And things like prunes. I tried prune juice once, and it was like to the bathroom, and I stayed in the bathroom for like the whole day. So I'm not doing prune juice anymore, but prunes are a good way. If you have like a couple of prunes every day, that's a nice thing for your bowels to do.
Yeah, you know what else is really good? Pomegranate juice. As a matter of fact, I do remember a weekend when you and I decided we would experiment with some new cocktails. And we came up with a new martini, and it was pomegranate and vodka. And we were really enjoying that so much that we drank the whole bottle. Well, in the morning, both of us were running to the bathroom.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, and I remember reading the back of the bottle, and there it is. It's like a laxative effect, pomegranate juice. And I remember Mom having the stewed prunes all the time. She always had a little pot going on the stove, and those were her little special medicines.
Yeah. And the other big one is exercise. Just do some exercise. Go for a walk. Walk is a great way to just get the
Mhm.
bowels moving. Or rub your belly. It's nice and soothing. Take some lotion. Give yourself a nice big belly rub. Those are always
Uh,
so soothing.
Absolutely. You can also try putting a heat pad on your tummy. I've heard that that really works well.
Yeah. I mean, the other one, of course, is laxative. If you're really constipated, get some stool softeners, natural and gentle. Always look for that. The other one, of course, is the fleet enema. Remember the fleet enema? You buy that, guarantee it'll work. You stick it up your batushka and poof, Bob's your uncle, right? Half an hour later, and it's like all good. And if you're really, really serious struggling with this, see your doctor and they can prescribe something stronger.
Yeah. Yeah. And talk to your doctor, see if your constipation is a result of a medical condition that you have or an underlying condition, and talk to your pharmacist. Check the medication you're on, even check the supplements you're taking. Because if you're taking an iron supplement, iron is notorious for plugging you up.
Yes, it is. Steel up there. It's like steel.
It's- this is a shitty topic, I'm telling you.
A crappy topic. So, Marina, do you have a little story you'd like to share with us?
Well, I have been suffering from constipation ever since I passed the 55 mark. I think it really hits me hardest. I love saying that because everything's a pun when it comes to constipation. It
Of
really
course.
hits me the hardest when I'm traveling. And I have issues in when I went to Reno where I didn't go to the bathroom for 4 days, and it finally hit me. I was in the casino, and I can tell you that I cleared that bathroom out when I finally went. It was we won't talk about it, but that poor bathroom attendant, she was a shade of green I had not seen, and she walked into that bathroom with the little aerosol spray, and I thought, "Man, you're gonna need a bomb to get rid of that."
An air freshener bomb. Yeah, no, I suffer when I travel. That's a big issue for me when I travel. I once went camping and was like 5 days, nothing. And then I finally went and I did a bunch of juices and prune juice and whatever else I can get in me. And we're on the way home, and there was an old Pizza Hut, which I won't mention which one, but we stopped in there. And yes, I did the same thing, clear the bathroom out. So we don't want to be there. No. So let's keep our water intake good. Let's watch our fiber and take Metamucil if you need to.
Yeah. And if you're traveling, pack some laxatives.
Really good tip. When you're traveling, pack laxatives. Yes.
Yeah, because you probably anytime you have a change in routine, you're gonna be more likely to have an issue.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, do you think we've covered this subject from top to bottom?
I think we did. I think we cleared it out. So we would love to hear from you. Any embarrassing stories, especially embarrassing story. We love those and solutions you may have found. And we would love to share that with our listeners.
And bottoms up. We'll see you next week.